How's it going, Scrub Gamers? Welcome back to another video here at ScrubGames, and today we have another breakdown, and that is for the Raid and Trade April webcam regional that happened yesterday, and it was a very nice one because it was a very long one. Didn't go into undefeated because players just wanted to keep going to try and win that gold leader, and it was a very enjoyable event. No issues, no drama and stuff, and we're about to go over it. So we're going to bring you the breakdown of the event and also the list like usual. And you remember, if you want to keep updated with my videos, feel free to like, comment and subscribe. You can also click the notification bell to get alerts for when my videos do drop, so you can watch them straight away if you want to. And all that really goes to help, because we're trying to get to 1,000 subs by the end of the year, and we're over halfway there. We're currently got to 600, so we got a giveaway coming out sometime this week, so look out for that. Now, without further ado, let's get into the video and check out the breakdown. So, with the event, we had 133 people that were sat down at the beginning of round one, so people sat down starting to play their games. Some people on their own, where there were some no-shows, and we did have over 160 people originally registered for the event. I think it was like 168 originally that was registered for the event, but not everybody showed up. And when the people did, and the people that actually did finally sign up, I think there was around 141, and then there were only 133 people that actually sat down at the tables in the Discord ready to play for the event. It was also 8 rounds of Swiss with the best of one pre-side, so that usual format we've been having, and also 8 rounds because it just kept going on until it was meant to go as well until either 8 rounds of Swiss or until one undefeated, and unfortunately we had undefeated all the way to round 8, so it didn't end early, even though I know a lot of people wanted to end early because it felt like it was going on for ages, even though it was run very smoothly. And also, as well as that, there are no issues, no drama. I know with like these Dragon Ball webcam events, there's usually some kind of issues or drama that comes in the community. But fortunately for this one, there's no real issue, no real drama. It went smoothly and soundly as well. And then finally we had the breakdown. So as you can see, we had 8 different leaders that made Top Cup, so a bit more diverse than I think the last one. But then since the last one, there has been a new ban list, a new set officially released. Now this is actually the first one. Well, this is not the first one of 2023. This is the first one with the new set, with set 20, and a new format because due to the ban list. So you can see red being the most dominant deck in the top 16 with 8 leaders. We have 5 Sin, 2 SS4 Gogeta, and 1 of the set 6 Gogeta BR. I know the one that people dub Exodia, which makes no sense. But yeah, we had 8 red decks, so 8 red still being dominant, and it makes no surprise that Sin was one of the top deck, the biggest deck that made top 16. I think there are a lot of them, and especially since even though it did lose the haze and stuff, and blue was there, but then the blue deck that kind of kept it away is gone. And it also got new toys in the new Sin promo and the more busted Gohan TP as well. So even though red didn't really do anything, didn't really go anywhere from last set. The only difference is the card that the deck that kind of countered it quite hard actually left and actually got new toys. So we got new stuff and lost its threat. And then the next surprisingly top deck was Golden Frieza. We had 3 of those, and being the eventual winner as well, which we'll get to in a bit to see the lists. Golden Frieza coming in. It got a fair new toys. Yeah, we've got quite a few nice, good new toys in the in set 20, and these along with it, and also a surprising, really good secret rare for it as well, which you'll see in a bit. And then the next two decks we had that had 2 showings in the top 16 were SS4 Gogeta. It's a standard if red are getting support, SS4 Gogeta is going to be in there. I think it's just less people seem to be on it and more on Sin, because Sin can be a lot more aggro, and aggro normally is very strong at the beginning of form while people are trying to work out what is what. And as well as both getting the same new toys, Sin can use it probably a lot easier, a lot quicker. And then we got Supreme Card of Time, still being a deck that's coming in, showing. I think it's topped. I think since the new support it's topped every webcam event for the EU, which is nice to see. I know there's people who just really want black to come back as a color, because it was after the big hits it got when we had the big ban list, I think a year or 2 ago, that hit the 14 package and stuff like that. It kind of got pushed down and was not a strong color. And now it's recently got support in new decks, new support, and black is coming back in the format, showing up then with some strong decks as well. And then we've got two blue decks as well. So we've got Gamma being, we've got the one obs here. So we've got one Gamma in it, like Gamma expected to be like a counter for red. So one at least showed up in it. We also have Android 21. People expected this to do well in the tournament, but unfortunately, it's not the new 21 that made top 16. So people have been hyped thinking the Android 21 is going to be such a strong deck, amazing, and none of the new ones made it top 16. The only one that made it in top 16 was the starter deck one from set 8 that made it to second place, which we'll see in a bit. So if you're interested in Android 21, you're just going to note now. This is not the new Android 21, it's an old 21, which is for new support. And then we've got set 6, well, that's what we've already covered that. And we got Cumber as well. Cumber being a deck that seemed like was very hyped in set 20 and actually did go on the top. Very strong deck and piloted with one of the best players in the EU, being Michael as well, as you know him as the black player of the EU. So that is the breakdown. Quite a few different lists. Title of SE, like no green at all. And the lowest represented colour in the top cut being blue, which seems a bit odd considering what blue could do. So let's have a look at some lists and see what we've got. So, as we normally do, starting off with first place, we got Philip Tarpini, the world champion, with his Golden Freezer taking it first place, going undefeated, is 8-0. And we can see like some really strong cards. Like I think I did do a deck check with Philip, and he did mention like how like things with like Mecha Freezer being one of the best cards to deck, and the new Vegito being like if you got a like allowing you a deck to have like more than 4 Mecha Freezers is ridiculous. So like Bandai just seem to love it, and also the new Sin promo as well being a very strong card, a very good card to help with the red matchups as well. And you can see that the secret rare of choice wasn't the Newfound Might, like most yellow decks play. It was the Golden Cooler one, because it's a very strong card. It comes down for 5 energy, and even though it comes for 5 energy, still Mecha Freezer Golden Freezer can always untap the energy by sacking off a Freezer army beforehand. So you're paying 5, but then you can untap 2 after that, and be able to whittle your opponent's hand down to just 5 cards in hand, and then swing at them and just rinse their Z energy, so they've got no Z energy to really use for on their turn. So if your opponent charges up, you can use that against them. And I think it did say as well that with the Master Roshi, like an issue with this deck is Awakening, and if you don't have any soft Awakening, you can't just rely on your opponent being able to awaken you. So you need like Roshi, and that's why he's playing 4 Roshi in the deck as well. And outside that, you see the overall he's gone with is Secret Identity being his choice in it, and yeah, just a very strong yellow deck and piloted by a very, very strong player. Then we have the second place, Ivan Garcia's starter deck, starter deck, Android 21. So yeah, this is the lead that and taking second. And you can see this on the stream as well. So a link to the stream that we had will be down in the description below. So if you want to go and check out and see some of these decks in play, then well, I think all the top 3 decks were played on stream at some point. So if you want to go and check that out, check down the description, have a look for the link, and go and check it out, give it a watch. And it's quite an interesting one because I think that you can see the no Boo Unison, so even though Boo Unison put down the 1, none of that. And you can see that he's got the Zamasa Unison because with the 1 drop there, and with the 1 drop from the TP plus the Zamasa Unison, I think he said in the Discord that you can get a +2 and no downside to the effect of it. So end of turn, draw 2, and also just lose nothing, just only pluses. And yeah, I had never saw the second place. I can't really comment it any further, but it seems like a pretty cool deck. And no, this is not the filled card one from set 8. This is the starter deck one. And yeah, just got a nice unit size and piloted by a very good player. So we've seen Ivan in quite like a fair few of the top cuts in the EU. Then we've got my teammate Michael's third place Cumber list. So this is the list he took for the event, and yeah, like a very, very good deck. And also Michael is like loves his black decks. The one of the best players in the EU and a very good pilot of decks. Likes to take his black decks if he can, and very well. I think he worked out with Bigo as well. They both like theorized on it to like utilize the deck as best as possible, and that showed because he managed to place third place. We're only losing 1 round. I can't remember what it was. Going 7-1 in the end because I think that's from 2nd to 5th they are the players that went 7-1, and you can see very strong deck. So if you're interested in playing this, go ahead and try it. But if you want to understand more of it, there will be a video, I think, on Big O's channel going over it with Michael, the list, the Cumber, going over like how to play kind of thing. Then next we have the first of the 5 red sins. So this is Merko Gurren's 4th place sin. And as you can see, a few techs out. He's managed to get all the like. There's the one thing you got to remember with this event as well is that not everybody were able to have the promos from the last regional. Not everybody received them in time. Because I know Raid Trade didn't have them at the time to send them out. So like a fair group. I mean, like all the UK players didn't have the promos, but some of the European players were able to get them. Really got them quicker from the postage, and I think some of the Italian players had events beforehand that they were able to get them as well. So not while there are some decks that have the promos, not everybody had access to. But then because they were legal, as they were still released and legal, they were still allowed for the event. And we can see that this one made use of all the new promos. So it's got 4, like most decks you'll see is running the 4 to Gohan because it's such a strong card, and some of the reds, like the new Sin TP. Some decks are running that. I think all of them running it. There's just different varieties, like different amounts. And this one we see was running the Broly, being a very strong card because if you put like that, the 4-drop on the Gohan in on turn 3 or with free energy, you can do a ton of stuff with it. And then like we can see that mostly the same thing with Red Sin. You'll see like a similarity in the list, just a few tech choices, like some people maining Pilaf and Broly, and some people have the user package, some people not. You'll see those little bits difference in this as well. So that is the 4th place list. Then we have the second Golden Freeze deck that made it. So one went undefeated, one went 7-1, and that's by Matteo Biavati. So quite a similar list, quite close. I think there are a few differences. Like with Mattias, he was only running 3 at the Roshi, like where we saw Philip was running 4. Same secret rare though in the cooler. You'll see like I've seen some good plays with that. Like it seems like a very strong card. And we also got Bergamo in this list as well. So only a few, not too many changes, not too many differences, but still like you got same with some decks. So these like some of these decks have like the same core, so you're gonna see some of the same bits in most of them. But you might see a little bit of differences in like the tech choices where we normally see it. But that is Matthias. And one thing I really do like about this list is that in the side deck you can see that he's got 2 of the 9-drops in. Because one of the great things about this is that the 4-drop promo sin is like a generic card that every yellow deck can run. But now it also allows to give you access to the 9-drop sin in any yellow deck by using this 4-drop as a way to evolve it on. So you have that really good uses of the 4-drop and the 9-drop as a tech. I thought that was really cool. I saw it played in one of the decks that's going through the tables, and I thought that was actually a fantastic tech idea. Congrats to Matteo. So that's all the X1s. Now we go on to the rest of the players, which were X2. And we see one of the second sin, I think now going on. I think it's a sin Patrick player, so I think it's a different deck sin going forward. And we got David Vargas Sanchez, another person who has been like seen in the top cuts of many of the EU events recently, and a very strong player. And you can see a little bit different. So this is a sin list that doesn't run the unison, and you'll see I can't remember if the last one had the Beer super combo, but this one's using the Android 20s. Like those are the 2 different super combos Red Sin normally uses because since you don't really have a massive amount of control on your life total. Most people run the super combos that run either this one, where it depends on number ZNG, which is easy to do for Sim, or by not even a life requirement and still getting that good benefit. And you see got extra ways to burn in Nappa, and you'll see with the promos, 4 of the Sin, and like the last one we saw 1, and 4 of the Gohan. I think mostly every deck was running between 4 to 3 to Gohan if they had access to them. And yeah, some like a little bit more teched out, a little bit different, but the main core stays the same. So congrats, David. Next we have Manuel Garcia's with his Gamma list. So this is the only Gamma deck that managed to top, making it top 8. So that's in the last 2 regional events, you've had Gamma in the top 8. And as you can see, there's not too much that I can see that it gets from set 20. I think really anything here was an addition from set 20. So stays that same, just has a great control and durability that Gamma always has. Also a nice little tech of Final Hope Slash. That's a card I thought was pretty cool to put as a tech card in for against things like Rush Attack and Blue Burst in the mirror. Just to help, a nice way to deal with it since you're trying to keep a unison on board and establish it and keep it there. It's always a card you can play for free, and he can even get you extra energy as well. So this is the Gamma. I don't think there's nothing really more to say. It's like a list we've seen before with Gamma. The Gamma doesn't really have too many tech choices, and I don't play it, so I can't really comment too much on it. Then we have the third sin of it, so 3 sins in the top 8. And we got Merko's sin list, so quite similar. So you managed to get at least one of the Brolys. He had one of the Brolys, and we can see he's had 3 to go on. Every deck's running to go on, and 2 of the sin. So these promos are the ones that like kind of boost the deck up quite a bit. Also running a copy of Nap as well for that extra bit of burn, trying to only need the opponent to get into 1, and being one that you can actually combo for 5k as well. And also incorporating the more aggro as we saw with Poe's event, Poe's list when we saw it on this stream. I think it was the day before Friday or Saturday, for the Eggman winner box. We saw on there, and also an interesting one with Gogeta the Eclipser as well. That was an interesting choice. So that one allows you to sack off a battle card with I think 20k more power to be able to, or 20k power to be able to play it out for 1. It's a 90k crit. An interesting tech choice, and we see that he's siding the Freezer. So as we've seen some lists before that were maining the Freezer for a way to give crit to replace the what Sin provided, which was the crit pressure, and none of them really been playing this, but Merko had it in the side. And also a nice little thing, we can see the Vegito. Not sure what this can help with in the new format with the Vegito, but that was an interesting choice. One of the things our team is based on as well. That card's -2 because it's so strong. And now we're heading into the rest of the top 16, being 9th to 16th, and we can start off with the highest place is Supreme Kai, the highest place is Supreme Kai deck, and this is from Kenny, one of a frequent member of the Discord, and did very well, just missing out on that top 8, but still getting top 16 nonetheless. And you can see quite a cool Supreme Kai time list. There's nothing more with the Supreme Kai time. I think it's the same kind of things, just a few tech choices in some of the Overrealms and other black card decks. But this one just seems like the standard. But yeah, congratulations Kenny on doing very well with your Supreme Kai deck. And as I said, we're going to see like a Sin deck in between each of these lists on here. And then we got David Serrano Perez's, one of the Perez brothers, and another fantastic player who's been topping like very consistently throughout the EU. And we can see here similar things with the Sin list, like the promos 4 of each. Also playing an app as well. I think it's something that a fair few of them have been adopting as a extra way to burn rather than relying just on the secret rare. Because the nice thing about burning 1 is that you, especially with Nappa and the secret rare, there's no restriction on how many like a life total you have to be to burn. So you can just get them down to 1 and then finish them off with that, which is a really nice way to play. And yeah, just very strong red deck, very aggressive, interesting side deck as well, with the King Piccolo being a cool one to punish players that try to counter it as well, no matter what the life. So as you can see, quite high life with Sim. So yeah, congrats to David. And now we're factoring into the SS4 deck, so the other kind of red deck, some of the other kind of red decks that were in the top cut. So it's only Sin in top 8, but outside the top 8 into the top 16, we did have some other red decks, and we got Bruno with his SS4 Gogeta. So once again, another deck that has the same kind of like core package. Not much difference unless it comes to the tech choices. And you can see a few interesting choices incorporating like a fair few of these lists. I've incorporated Secret Identity into the list over the Dark Broly because of the combo power, and also I imagine a lot of them haven't had a chance to get the promo SS4 Vegeta, which is basically a power creep of the Dark Broly, but with actual combo power. So without that, I imagine people don't want to have the like dead combo power in their hand. So a fair few have been going for Secret ID, because Secret ID is still a very good overall, and it's nice to have it back as well. But yeah, not too much in terms of like anything spicy, but yeah, just a strong list, and congrats to Bruno for making 11th. And then we have I think this might be the last Sin list. I haven't kept track of which number this is, but I think it might be the 5th one. That is by Alfredo Rodriguez. and with his sin list, and we see got the same thing with the like we saw with the last one. We got free Cabot in there as well, and once again the Sin and Gohan promos are definitely in there. An interesting one with the Frieza's Death Ball as one of the a card in the main deck as well, and opting for the Beerus Super Combo as well. Because the nice thing about Beerus Super Combo is, like the Android 17, the Android 21 is one that could be used quite easily, and it was almost live because you can put so much C energy with the balls. But the nice thing about with the Beerus one is that if you hit another copy of it or another multicolor, if you're playing more multicolors, is you can get a bigger benefit and a bigger amount of power from the super combo. You got to a potential 15k difference instead of just a 10k. And also, he did split as well, so we got 3 Beerus and 1 Raditz. I'm not sure why the choice, why the extra Raditz, unless it's because he wanted to put something back in the deck if he got to low life. Because with the Cabba, you can try and use that to and the Sin promo, you can try and take your life a bit more to manage your life a little bit easier, which is quite nice. So congrats to Alfredo. And then next we have another red deck, but a different one. So one of the so then this one is Giovanni Capesh. I don't say last name. This is Giovanni's Set 6 Gogeta, the one people dub Exodia. And yeah, nothing more to see. That is the same kind of list, like throughout of it. I think there's like the like 1 or 2 changes, and if people run the KO or something else. And yeah, it's not really different. The aim is just to like try and get out the 8-drop turn 2 and be able to hope to see the secret red chip on top to make it so your opponent really can't out combo it. So you run on your opponent to have a lot of negates for the big 8-drops. Just trying to turbo for your deck, find that secret rare, and be in a good position because you have a lot of consistency trying to find an 8-drop. It's just finding your one of secret rare as quickly as possible if you get that luck with it. This is a very high roll deck. But congratulations, Giovanni, bringing it, taking X2 and getting top 16. And now we have the Ever ScrubGames deck. So this one's a little bit more interesting because it's not just a standard list of ScrubGames. It's a mishmash of a lot of different cards, a lot of 2-ofs, 1-ofs. Like it seems pretty crazy as well. So we got, like, as you can see, it starts off being quite similar to it. Only 3 Mass Saiyans 7-drop, which seems a bit odd to me because it's probably one of the such an amazing card in this deck, given that the fact it's focused on Overrun. And it's got a few new techs, like he's got one of course kind of deck. It's got some of the Trunk Solitary Guardian Overrun, the new SS4 Gogeta, the Infiltrator Secret Overrun as well. Some Cumber in it as well. I'm interested to understand like how the use of Cumber, how useful that would have been. Imagine even just the giving Sing Servant to keep it from untapping is very strong. So I have that done to me, and it's just annoying. And some other overarms, even like the Tenacious main deck as well. It's an interesting list with all these different 1-offs and 2-offs. But it paid off for him because he did manage to get into top 16. So congratulations, Benjamin. And then we have Milos' SS4, so the Ever SS4, so the last of the red decks, meaning we'll have the last mecha in the next one. And yeah, not much to say about this list. Incorporating the Gohan TP, that's such a strong one. It's like in every red deck, and also one difference as well is that we saw the Ever list. It didn't have the searching for rivals Vegeta. This one has 3 of them to include it, so people kind of dropping out without the digging deep. And we can see just standard list for red, really, just like all the stuff in with the good cards at maxed out as where possible. And I think really spicy with any of the Ever lists either. But so still, congratulations Milos for making top 16. And that brings us then to the final list, being Lefer with his with their Golden Frieza list. And this was a little bit different, as we saw the other one. This one is still running Newfound Might, so one that you've probably been seeing run in most green decks for the last since set 17 really. And quite similar things like with the Unison package, the Frieza cards, for the Frieza army. Run it, but then the difference with running the different secret rare. Also having 1 copy of that caller, I do love that caller. And along with also incorporating the Gohan SH package with the Pan and the Gohan, and the new Boo card as well, being a strong card for yellow. And he managed to also get the SS4 Vegeta, but it is an overall choice. He's got that tech difference, and then even though he doesn't have any really self-awakening outside of the 2-drop Frieza, he does have some 2 Roshi sided as well, so you can side them in. I'm not sure why they're not mained. But still, that is it for the top 16. So that's all the lists. And yeah, just remember, if you want to check out the list, the links to the list are in the description below. If you want to just check those out, Deck Planet, the best deck building and the only deck building website in the game. And also, if any players or channels do decide to put up a video going over the list, I will link those in the description as well, so you can go check out the videos to get more in-depth description about the list and like why they had the certain choices and how they run it. So that is it from me. Thank you for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.